Hello, everyone. Good to see all of you today. And happy Thanksgiving. Happy to be celebrating today with all of you. You're probably not working today, but maybe you are, but we'll still do our little lunchtime yoga. Good to see the names of some of the new people joining us for today. My name is Kelsey, and this is Mental Health on the Mat, which is a yoga class that combines some mental health tools and yoga practice. It's not therapy, though I am a therapist in Washington State. I'm also a yoga teacher. Um, and this is just one of my loves to move my body and work on mental health at the same time. Some logistics as we get started for today. So throughout the class, your cameras will stay off to allow you to practice in peace. Um, and you can always type in the chat if there's any issues with the audio or if you want to make any comments at any time. It's a good idea to go ahead and take your shoes off, lay out a yoga mat if you have one. If not, you can just do it on any floor also. Today, we will not be doing a seated warm up like we normally do in a chair. We'll do a standing warm up today. Um, The first part of today's class, we'll do a breathing meditation, then we'll move into a warm up, and then finally we'll do a little bit of a yoga flow. And I think that's all the logistics to begin with for today. We're in the month of November. It's our last practice for the month of November. Our theme this month has been gratitude and building gratitude practices. So we have focused on daily practices and perma and positive psychology. Um, and today we will be focused on building kind of that internal fire of gratitude as well as the internal fire of digestion. And we'll have a lot of postures that resemble that. So go ahead, make yourself comfortable. For this meditation, I'm actually gonna scooch to the back of the mat here so that you can see. We're going to start with some belly breathing. The pose we will end up in is Thunderbolt pose, where we're seated on our heels. You can go ahead and start there today if you would like to for the meditation, although I know sometimes it's hard on people's knees. So you're also welcome to start just in whatever comfortable seated position works for you. This meditation can also be done standing or laying down. Go ahead and get that comfy spot. And place one hand on your belly, whichever hand feels right now. And we'll just take 3 breaths, just building some awareness. Letting ourselves drop into the moment here. Drop into being present. And on our 4th breath, we're going to breathe all the way into our belly, pressing into our hand with our belly button. And exhaling, sucking our belly back in towards our spine, letting our hand gently follow that movement. Breathing into the belly. Exhaling, breathing out. You can take your opposite hand and place it on your chest. And see if you can begin to notice the difference of movement here. Breathing into your belly, letting your top hand stay still as your bottom hand moves with your belly. Turning this into a 3-part breath. Let's breathe into our belly, pressing our hand out with our belly. Breathe into our chest, pressing into our hand with our chest. And exhale out of both your chest and your belly at the same time. Breathing into your belly, breathing into your chest, breathing out of both at the same time. As you continue this 3-part breath, you can bring to mind something that's easeful and easy to be grateful for. My brain wanted to combine those words and make it eatful, which works with our digestive theme today. What is it easy to chuckle about, easy to be grateful for today? See if you can let that gratitude grow as you breathe into your belly, breathe into your chest, and send that gratitude out as you exhale and breathe out. Go ahead and release both of your hands. Replace them on your knees. We're going to move into our thunderbolt pose, which is sitting on our heels. You can always sit up on a bolster if you need to. This can also be done seated on a chair, so it's a little bit easier on your knees. Take both of your hands and make fists in front of you. Place the knuckles of your fists together and place these knuckles on your belly. We're going to inhale to lengthen through the crown of our head. Exhale to fold forward. Our thighs will help press our knuckles into our belly to give our belly a little bit of resistance here. And we'll focus on our same belly breathing. See if you can breathe into your fists, breathe into your knuckles. And exhale, letting it relax and release. Breathing into your knuckles. Exhaling, letting it relax. You can feel around for any stuck spots or trigger points in your belly. Give a little bit of extra support there as you breathe in, breathing into the resistance. And releasing a little bit more on the exhale. Coming back up to our thunderbolt pose, releasing your hands, send them behind you. Variation 1 is to have your palms facing each other as they reach back. Variation 2 is to interlace your fingers together behind you. And variation 3 is to turn the palms of your hands down towards the mat. Whichever variation works for your body is great. We're going to inhale to lengthen through the crown of our head. Exhale, fold forward, send our arms to the sky behind us. Maybe your forehead reaches the mat, maybe it doesn't. Still breathing into your belly. Here you can also breathe into your back, into your kidneys. Sending lots of breath and blood flow to your digestive system. Exhaling, releasing your hands down to the mat to help you come back up to our seated position. One more belly breath to try for today is a navel lock or a belly lock. So you can place your hand again on your stomach. Again, you can choose to sit in a way that's more comfortable for your knees. As you inhale, you'll be pressing out your belly into your palm. And as you exhale, a sharp exhale, you'll suck your belly in and make a ha sound. So breathing into your belly and out, ha, into your belly and out. Repeat this 3 more times on your own. And release that breath. Maybe you notice a little bit of warmth in your core, building up some of that digestive fire. All right, let's move to our standing warm up for the day. Go ahead and come to standing on your mat. Anywhere is clever for right now. Entering into mountain pose, grounding down through all 4 corners of your feet, stacking your knees above your heels, your hips above your knees, your shoulders. Shrug them up, roll them down and back to stack above your hips, and turn your palms facing front. Taking a breath here to ground down into mountain pose, feeling the strength. Seeing even as you stand here in stillness, can you let your mind wander to that little bit of gratitude you had earlier? Let's inhale our arms up, reaching high above us. Clasp our hands together. We're going to send our shoulders back, hands reaching back, arms locked together. And when our shoulders and hands can't reach any further back, we'll bend in the elbows, sending our hands behind our head. Breathing into the front of your chest. And exhaling, releasing your arms down. Swing your arms in front of you. Let your left arm be on top, right arm on the bottom as you give yourself a little hug here. Inhale to reach through the crown of your head. Exhale to tuck your chin to your chest. Begin to bring your elbows down towards your abdomen, rolling your upper spine down. Here, breathing into the back of your heart space in between your shoulder blades. And exhaling, releasing your arms down again. Let's inhale, arms up, and this time palms facing each other. We're going to send our hands over to the left side, keeping our arms straight, rolling our top shoulder back to stack our shoulders. Inhaling to reach further up at a 45-degree angle here. Exhaling, dropping your left arm down, bending your right arm. Gaze is going to look up through that right elbow. Sending your right elbow closer to the back, opening through the front of your chest. And breathing into your right side body. Inhaling, arms back up to center, repeating on the opposite side here. Hinging first in the upper back, reaching at a 45-degree angle. Arms stay straight. Then exhaling, dropping your right arm down to your side. Left arm arches over, gaze is up through that left elbow. Inhaling those arms back up to center. Clasping your hands together again, rolling your shoulders up and back. And when your shoulders can't reach back any farther, bending in the elbows. Maybe pressing your head into your hands here. Exhaling your arms back down. Reach this time your right arm on top, giving yourself a little bit of a hug here. Inhaling to lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhaling, tucking your chin to your chest, rolling your upper spine down. Letting your head just hang here. Breathing into the back of your heart space. And exhaling those arms down again. Beautiful. Let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, this time dropping all the way down to the left side. Inhaling up through center, dropping all the way down to the right side. Inhaling up through center, releasing your arms down to your side. Bring your arms together in front of you, starting at your heart, making a line going forward. Keeping your right hand in place, slide your left hand along the inside of your right arm, across your chest, and send it back behind you as your gaze follows that left hand. Opening into a side twist here on the left side. Exhaling, coming out of this the way you came in, sliding that left hand across your chest, back up your right arm, pausing in the center here, and this time sliding your right hand along the inside of your left arm across your chest and opening to the back. Coming out of this the way you came in, sliding those hands together in front of you and releasing them down to your side. So that's the 6 movements of the spine: forward and back, side to side, and twist to each side. We're going to move through that flow together, adding in some breath. So inhaling your arms up, exhaling, sending those shoulders back, hands down behind your head. Inhale to send your arms up. Exhale to cross your arms in front, tuck your chin, round down through your upper back. Inhale to send those arms up. Exhale, bring them all the way over to the left side. Inhale, send them up again. Exhaling this time over to the right side. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, sending your hands forward. Inhaling, opening, twisting to the left side. Exhaling, hands together in the front. Inhaling, opening to the right side. Exhaling, hands together in the front. Go ahead and release those hands. Shake them out. Focusing now on our feet, we're going to bring our weight to the left side, lifting our right foot. You can always choose to hang on to a wall or hold something to help you find some balance here. Interlacing your fingers around your front knee. And let's start with some ankle rolls, just warming up our feet. Maybe doing 3 or 4 in each direction and switching. Planting our leg back down on the mat, switching to the opposite side, shifting our weight to the right, picking up our left knee here. Fingers interlaced around that left knee or using one hand to support you as you balance and rolling that ankle. Planting that foot back down. See now if you can leave your big toe on the mat and raise your 4 toes up off of the mat. 4 on your left, 4 on your right. So 8 toes lifted, big toe down on the mat. Exhale, release that back down. Inhale, lift all 10 toes up off the mat. Exhaling, releasing that back down. This time coming to standing on our toes, lifting our heels up off the mat. And dropping back down. See now if you can feel the difference when you ground down through all 4 corners of your feet. Maybe your awareness is a little bit more aware. Maybe you notice a little bit more sensation or a little bit more grounding. Let's inhale our arms up. We're going to exhale, hinge at the hips, coming into a forward fold. Let your arms just hang out here. Let your head just hang. You can interlock your hands around opposite elbows, making sure you have a slight bend in your knees. Maybe nod your head yes. Maybe shake your head no. And then find a little bit of stillness. Exhaling, releasing your hands, bending in the knees. We're going to come all the way down into a yogi squat here. You might want to turn out your feet so they're out at a 45-degree angle. You can place your hands down on the mat in front of you. You can place your hands in prayer pose at heart center, pressing into the inside of your knees with the backs of your elbows to help come into a sturdier yogi squat here. Exhaling, releasing this pose. Go ahead and come back to our seat on our mat. Swing your feet to the left side. Press up onto your knees. We're coming here into tabletop position. From tabletop, we're going to walk our hands forward about half a foot. Drop our hips down for a kneeling plank pose. As we exhale, we're going to come down to the mat as slowly as we can, maybe counting to 10 as we make our way down in one long exhale. So inhaling, lengthening from your knees to the crown of your head, exhaling down to the mat in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. Squeezing your legs together, your glutes together. Inhale, lifting your chest, your head. Maybe wiggling your fingertips on the mat, lifting all the way out of your fingertips. Just contracting your glutes and your back muscles for cobra. And then exhaling back down. Inhaling to lift one more time for cobra. Exhaling back down to the mat. Tuck your toes underneath. Option 1, you can lift yourself up into tabletop and stay here. Option 2, you can follow us all the way into downward dog, lifting your hips to the sky, pressing your shoulders into the mat, bending in your knees slightly. Gaze is going to be towards the mat or slightly back towards your feet. Here you can add in some intuitive movement. See how your body wants to bring some movement here. You might pedal out your feet, wiggling your hips a little bit. You might bounce your knees. If you've practiced yoga before and know how, you can opt for a three-legged dog or opening your hips for scorpion. Just seeing what it feels like to be in this pose and how your body wants to add to it, or how your body wants to move in it. Meeting all together again in a still downward dog. We're going to shift our weight forward, bring our knees down to the mat to move through wild thing. So for wild thing, we're going to send first our right foot out to the side. Shift our left leg straight. Begin to rotate our weight onto the right hand and right knee as we pick up our left hand. Variation 1 is to stay here in a supported side plank. Variation 2 is to reach up above your head, creating that long line between your left foot and your left hand. And variation 3 is to continue this rotation around, lifting your belly up towards the sky. And exhaling, untwisting, planting your hand and your knee back on the mat, and repeating on the opposite side. So bringing our left foot out like a kickstand, shifting our weight over to the left side as we straighten our right leg. Variation 1, twisting up, reaching that hand towards the sky. You can stay here, continue to find length between your left and right hand, or you can shoot that hand up over your head, reaching in a long line on your right side. And then variation 3 is to continue to twist around, lifting your belly up towards the sky, creating space in here, room for more food, kind of alternating between our twisting contractions and creating space. Exhaling, let's come back to tabletop position. Hands below your shoulders, hips above your knees. Moving through a cat and cow. Go ahead and drop your belly down to the mat. Chin reaches up towards the ceiling in cow pose. Exhaling, tucking your chin to your chest, your belly button towards your spine, rounding up like those cats you see on Halloween. Inhaling to drop your belly down. Exhaling to round your spine. Another time here to add some intuitive movement, flowing with your own breath. Or you can add in some extra movements here. Maybe straightening one leg, seeing how that feels. Maybe letting your spine roll around as if you're a spatula, scraping the last of the peanut butter outside of a peanut butter jar. Remembering that this is your practice and everything I'm saying is just an offering, and this is just time to listen to your body. You can continue with that exploration, or we can meet all together. Threading the needle, we're going to place our right hand directly below the center of our chest, inhaling our left hand up to the sky, then exhaling, sending that arm under, maybe even reaching your shoulder down to the mat. Inhaling, pressing into your right hand, bringing that left hand back up towards the ceiling, gaze following. And exhaling, planting that hand back on the mat. Shifting to bring your left hand directly below the center of your chest. Inhaling your right hand up towards the ceiling. Pressing your hips to the left side to counterbalance this twisting movement. And exhaling, sending that hand under. Variation 1 looks like this. Variation 2, maybe you're placing that hand or that shoulder all the way down on the mat. Pressing up again, lifting that right hand and planting it back down on the mat. Shift your knees to the left side. We're going to come back into a seated pose here. Stretch your legs long in front of you like a pike. We're going to reset in staff pose. So staff pose looks like pulling your toes towards your chest. Maybe your heels are lifted. Pressing your palms down towards the mat. Lifting the crown of your head up. Every muscle in your body is engaged and active. Then exhaling and releasing. Go ahead and bring both of your knees up towards your chest. Feet flat on the mat in front of you. If you need to separate your legs a little bit so that you have more space, that works too. Inhaling, reaching up through the crown of your head. Exhaling, tucking your chin to your chest. Creating a little ball here. We're going to inhale to reach up again with our head. Exhale to stretch both of our feet out in front of us. This time lifting just our left knee. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling, we're going to pull our knee close to our chest as we can get it. Then tucking our chin again, rounding our forehead towards our left knee. Inhaling, reaching up with the crown of your head, keeping your right hand on your knee. Go ahead and send your left arm back. Plant it on the mat and walk it around a little bit further as you gaze over your left shoulder. Inhaling to find length in your spine. Exhaling to deepen this twist. Finding your way back to center. Go ahead and place that left foot back down on the mat. Bringing up this time your right knee. Inhaling to find length in your spine, pulling that right knee as close as you can to your chest, and then exhaling, tucking your chin down. Inhaling to find that length again. Placing your left hand over your right knee, sending your right hand to the back, gazing over your right shoulder, creating length in your spine before deepening that twist. Finding your way back to neutral. Go ahead and let those feet be long in front of you. We're going to inhale our arms up. Everyone's doing a wonderful job. Thanks for sticking with it today. Go ahead and walk those hands down your legs as we come into a forward fold. Walking our hands back up our legs to an upright position. Bring both your feet in palms of your feet, bottoms of your feet facing each other in butterfly pose here. We're going to inhale our arms up one more time. Exhale, fold down over our feet. Using our hands to walk back up to standing. Stretching our legs out long in front of us. We're going to do half Lord of the Fishes, which is a little bit tricky to get into, but everyone can do it. Go ahead and bring your left knee up. Your right leg is going to stay straight. If it is, you can pause here and stay here, or if it's available to your hips, you can bring your left foot over top of your right knee. And you can choose to keep this right leg long, or you can bend that right leg so that your right foot is closer to your left hip. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, bring the outside of your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, palm straight, facing the opposite direction. And send your left hand down to the mat, walking it around behind you. Gaze is going to follow your hand over that left shoulder. These twists are really helpful for our digestion. They help create the contractions that are needed to keep things moving. Untwisting, releasing your hands first, being gentle with your legs, uncrossing your legs, reaching them out straight in front of you. Repeating this on the opposite side. Option 1 is to lift your right leg, and you can do the arms with your legs just like this. Option 2 is to cross over your left foot, your left knee with your right foot. And option 3 is to bend your left foot closer towards your right hip. Inhaling this time, left arm high. Exhaling, bending in the elbow to bring the outside of your elbow to the outside of your right leg. Using that momentum to help you twist around. Right hand on the mat behind you as you gaze over your right shoulder. Check in with your breathing. See if you can breathe all the way down into your belly, like we were doing at the beginning of class. See if your mind can still find that one thing to be grateful for. And letting it all go. Untwisting first with your upper body, then with your lower body. And stretching those legs out long in front of you. We're going to come back to our tabletop position. Swinging your legs to one side, pressing up onto your knees, hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. And this time we're going to move through side to side movements. So looking over your left shoulder towards your left hip. Inhaling back to a neutral straight spine. Exhaling, looking over your right shoulder towards your right hip. You can continue this flow around, switching from left side to right side in connection with your breath. Or you can begin to add in some intuitive movements here. Since it's your body, your practice, your spine, we're warming up. Meeting all together back in a moment of stillness, we're going to tuck our toes, come back on our heels so we can walk to standing. Standing here at the back of our mat, shifting your weight to the left side, go ahead and walk your right foot forward about 3 feet or one big step here. Inhale your arms up. Exhaling your arms, sending them to your hips as you hinge forward at your waist. And then when your hips don't want to hinge anymore, you can plant your hands on your right knee here or bring them down to the inside of your right foot on the mat. Bringing your hands back up to that right knee, pressing into your legs to help your body come up and sending your weight back. Feet together, mountain pose at the back of your mat. Resetting, sending your left leg forward in one big step here, toes pointed in the same direction. Inhaling your arms up, exhaling, planting those arms at your hips, hinging first at the waist. And when you can't bend anymore, then adding some support with your hands on your left knee or bringing your hands all the way down to the inside of your left foot. Bringing those hands back to your left knee to help you as you come up. Shifting your weight back. Stepping forward this time again with your right foot. And then we're going to shift our body to face the long side of our mat. Pick up your toes and send them out at a 45-degree angle here. Inhale those arms up. We're going to exhale, hinge at the hips. Reach our arms wide to the side as we come all the way down into a wide-legged forward fold. Let your arms fall down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening from tailbone to the crown of your head. Then exhale, folding down forward to deepen this stretch. If you need to bend in the knees so that your hands meet the mat, that's okay. You can go ahead and do that. Walk your hands over to the left side. Leave your right hand on the mat. Send your left hand to the sky in a twist. Gaze is going to follow that left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhaling to untwist, coming back down. Walking your hands first to center. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Torso parallel to the floor. Exhaling all the way back down in our forward fold and walking your hands to the right side. Leaving your left hand on your ankle or on the mat, inhaling that right hand up to the ceiling, counterbalancing your hips by sending them to the left side. And untwisting everything. Walking your hands back to center. Bending in your knees. We're gonna maybe walk our feet a little bit closer in, still keeping that 45-degree angle. Bend in our knees to come back to our yoga squat here. You can leave your hands on the mat for extra support. You can pick them up, pressing into the inside of your knees with the backs of your elbows. And exhaling, go ahead and find a seat on your mat. Our next pose here is bound fish. Got a lot of fish themes. I wonder if anyone's eating fish today. In a crisscross position, we're gonna pick up our right knee so that our foot's on the mat and our right knee is pointed up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna send it at a 45-degree angle out. You can keep your left knee where it is, or you can send it a little bit farther away to give yourself some more space. It's up to you. Bring both of your hands to the mat in front of you and slide your right hand underneath your right knee. Option 1 is to stay in this pose. Option 2 is to send your left hand back. And option 3 is to hinge forward at your hips and try and meet your hands together behind you. You can always use a strap or something to help bring your hands closer together. From the back, this is what that looks like. So you can have your hands just reaching towards each other, or if they meet, you can go ahead and have your hands meet, rolling your left shoulder up and open, opening through your left side body here, contracting through the right side body. And untwisting everything. Bringing your feet back to that cross-legged position. Pausing for a moment just to notice a difference between the left and right side. And then repeating on the opposite side. So sending your left foot out at a 45-degree angle, left knee up towards the ceiling. Bringing both your hands forward to the mat in front of you. And option 1, sending that left hand under your left knee. Option 2, beginning to send that right hand back. And option 3, hinging forward to see if those hands can reach towards each other behind you. And exhaling, untwisting everything. Go ahead and send your feet long in front of you. And then walk them out to the side as far as feels comfortable. Inhale, both arms up. We're going to exhale, reach them down in front of us for a wide-legged forward fold. Coming back up to center. Bringing our feet together on one side of our mat. We're going to come to lay on our backs. Knees up towards the ceiling here. And starting just by picking up our feet to bring our knees towards our chest. You can place your hands around your knees or interlace your fingers around your knees and start to make small circles with your knees to massage your low back a little bit. Interlace both your fingers around your left knee as you stretch your right leg long on the mat. Bend in your right knee again to plant your right foot close to your hips on the mat, knee towards the ceiling. Place your left ankle over top of your right knee or just above your right knee into a figure 4 here, left knee going out to the side. Let both your hands lay long beside you, or you can cactus them if you don't have enough space. We're going to inhale a deep breath into our belly and exhale, send our left foot, right knee down towards the mat on the right side. Inhaling them back up to center. And letting go of this pose. Resetting by bringing both your knees back up to your chest. Rocking from side to side to give your low back that little massage. Interlacing your fingers around your right knee this time and stretching your left leg long. Bending in your left knee to bring that left foot back up close to your hip. Bringing your right ankle over that left knee, sending your right knee wide. Inhaling your arms out to the side. Exhaling left knee, right foot down to the mat on the left side. If they don't always reach, you can always put them on a yoga block or a pillow to bring the ground a little bit closer to your foot. Inhaling back up to center, resetting, bringing both your knees back up to your chest, making little circles. And one of the best poses to do after a bunch of digestion is wind release pose, which they do a lot with babies to help them pass gas when they're really, really uncomfortable. So you can go ahead and bring your feet up towards the sky. Another way to call this is happy baby. You can reach towards your feet or towards your ankles and just find a little bit of movement here, rocking side to side. And as always, we have a few minutes here to do any last stretching you need to do to reset your body before Shavasana. So, whatever that looks like for your body, to be more present with yourself. One thing you could always try is remembering that gratitude and thinking of a movement or a position that embodies that gratitude. And sharing that with yourself right now. And then finding a place of calm stillness. For Shavasana, you can lay on your back with your palms to the earth or to the sky. Or you can roll over onto your side in fetal position. My voice will trail off, and you can have your Shavasana in peace and quiet. And I'll let you know when it's time to get up to enjoy the rest of your day. Finding some movement in your body by deepening your breath. Bringing some light into your eyes by blinking them open if they were closed. Wiggling your fingers and toes. and making your way to a seated position. Find a way to thank yourself for your practice today, whether you give yourself a hug or a bow or hands at heart center or something else to acknowledge the journey you've been on with your body for the last hour. It's good to see all of you again today. Next month we're doing December, which is going to be reflections and different reflection tools that we can use in different aspects of our life we can reflect on at the end of the year. I hope to see you all again next Thursday. And in the meantime, I hope you eat a lot of really great food. And they do say it's best not to do yoga like within an hour or 2 hours after eating. So maybe give yourself a bit of a break before you do yoga. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.